Hey Shep, what's up?
Hey Ron, how are you doing?
Oh, hanging out, just waiting for the range to open.
It's open right now. You can shoot.
Shoot now.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Really? Hey there guys, Run 9mm here, broadcasting for a change outside of the Fortress of Solitude. I am here at Jackson Hole Gun Club. It is now open again. Fantastic. This is part 2 of us looking at the Swampfox Blade. In part 1, we unboxed it and I gave you my initial impressions. Now we actually get to put it on the gun and fire with it. But first, a small amount of tea. That's enough. Incidentally, if you hear gunfire, it's because I am at a live range. Right, let's get this straight on there. Now, the sharp of mind amongst you will remember that the Swampfox has 3.8 inches of eye relief. Those of you who are watching outside of the United States, that is 96.52 millimeters. And I'm gonna stick this on here and work out how far away my sight should be. About there. So we'll start there, we'll see how we do. Flip up the caps. That feels good. I'm gonna be sighting in the Swampfox at 50 yards and then I'm gonna see how those calibration marks help me then accurately hit the 15, 10, and 5-yard targets. Brilliant. Say that's pretty good. Okay, I have paused it here for 2 reasons. The first reason is to explain why I haven't shown the very precise method of sighting in the Swampfox Blade. Well, I'll let you into a secret. I filmed it and it's really, really boring and I can't make it interesting and I'm much more of a, ooh, squirrel kind of person. I actually just want to make this thing work so I can go out and shoot it. But the second and slightly more serious reason is I wanted to take a moment and do some explaining and let's talk about minutes of angle.
Can we bring in the expert, please?
What's a minute? Well, we all know that that is a fraction of an hour. It's 1/60th. But the actual explanation is a minute is 1/60th of anything. There's 360 degrees in a circle, and a degree seems like a very, very small amount. But when we're talking over distances, it really isn't. We need something more precise than 1 degree. That's why we've got minutes of angle. We can divide 1 degree into 60 fractions. How big is that? Don't think about it like that. It's not about how much space that is. It's about the difference in angle between 2 points. The blade has half M.O.A. adjustments. What does that mean? It means that each click, either for elevation or windage, adjusts in 1/2 of a minute of angle, 1/120th of a degree. Imagine I had 2 lasers. Using these lasers, if I hold them at an angle, the closer I get to the subject, the closer those points get together. The further away I hold them, the further away those points get. But the angle between the 2 lasers, that hasn't changed. Half an M.O.A. at 100 yards is the same as half an M.O.A. at 50 yards, at 25 yards, at 5 yards. It's all the same thing. A 1 M.O.A. dot is covering 1 inch of space at 100 yards. It's covering 1/10 of an inch at 10 yards, but it's still 1 M.O.A. I mean, it took me a while to get this through my head, but hopefully I've done an adequate job of explaining this. That's all well and good, but what does a minute of angle actually equate to? Well, at 100 yards, it's pretty much exactly 1 inch different. So for every minute of angle adjustment, you're going to be moving 1 inch at 100 yards. That means you're moving 1/2 an inch at 50 yards, 1/4 of an inch at 25 yards. You get the idea. So I was sighting in at 50 yards. Now, for an example, let's just say I was 2 inches to the right at 50 yards. Being 2 inches to the right at 50, if we extended that out, would be like being 4 inches off at 100. That's 4 M.O.A. So on the blade, that's 8 clicks. So we just need to move that 8 clicks to the left. Like I said, it makes tedious viewing. Okay, enough science. Let's just get on and watch some shooting. The following is a true statement. I am a nationally ranked competitive pistol shooter. I may not be very highly ranked, but I am nationally ranked. This guy, Scott Grauer, is a better nationally ranked competitive pistol shooter. In fact, he is a USPSA master shooter. And he has agreed to help me test out the Swampfox Blade today at the following distances: 5, 10, 15, and 25 yards. Scott has never shot the Blade before, so it'll be interesting to see what he thinks. So Scott, what I'm going to have you do is engage the 25, 15, 10, and 5-yard targets. Your hold points at the 25 yard is the tip of that trident. At the 15, it's that bottom of the trident. At the 10, it is the dot, and at the 5 yard, it's the tip of the carrot. Simple as that. All right, off you go. I am retreating to a safe distance. Okay, finish on load show clear. All right, man, what do you think?
Felt good.
Yeah? Which distance do you prefer?
It's very nice at 15, 10, and
Right.
5. I like it at 25, but yeah.
I don't know if you see this, but at the 15 yard, you absolutely nailed that.
Yep.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Scott Grauer, for helping me out with that little test. Scott is incredibly good. He was also incredibly pissed at himself for missing that upper A zone at the 25 yards. Such is life. I wasn't going to let Scott have all the fun, however, so I set up something for myself. Something that was challenging. Something that I could have some fun with. Something where I'd look reasonably talented. Let's have a look. Here's the challenge. Starting at these marks, there are clays at various distances. The first one is out there to the left. That's at 25 yards. Once I've shot that, I'm going to move up to these marks and then take out the 15-yard clay, which is 15 yards ahead of me. Once I've got that, on we go to these marks, to the clay that is now 10 yards ahead of me. After that, to these marks and take out the 5-yard clay. All right, people, time to lock and load. Here we go. 25-yard target. 15-yard target using the bottom. 10-yard target using the dot. 5-yard target using the carrot. Oh, yes. We like that. I like this thing. We will take that all day, every day. So now that I've had a chance to use the blade in the field, as it were, let me give you my final thoughts on that. It's really, really good. At 13 ounces, I had some initial concerns about the weight, but you really don't notice it once it's on the rifle. I really couldn't tell the difference between that and my other optic. What I did notice, however, was the slightly higher position that it sits at is just more conducive to be able to snap the rifle up, and it's just right in my eye line immediately. I like that. Do I need 4 hold points for USPSA or IDPA? Really? No. I could do with the 25, the 10, and the 5. That would work for me. But seeing that the 15-yard hold point is part of the trident, or the up arrow, as I think of it, it's nice to know that it's there if I need it, but I'm not really going to give that a whole lot of conscious thought. The 25, 10, and 5 is going to work out for me just fine. Once it was sighted in, it held 0 just fine. It didn't seem to move at all. The mount is nice and secure, no wobble there. Given time, I may decide to move the scope 1 notch closer to me on the rail, or maybe even 1 notch further away. We'll see. It's going to be what I feel comfortable with and what works for me. Now, I didn't mean this to be a comparison, but this is definitely replacing my hollow sum, which I will eventually put on a Steel Challenge rifle, which means I'm going to need another safe. A big thank you to Mike Branson and the whole team at Swampfox Optics for providing the blade for me to use and test. Mike has been kind enough to set us up with a coupon code, so if you've liked what you see, head over to swampfoxoptics.com, use code RON9mm at checkout, and you're going to get 25% off. All day, every day, anything they sell. Brilliant. So that about wraps it up for the show. The only thing that remains is a couple of moments of truncated blatant self-promotion followed by a catchphrase. If this has been helpful, if you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. Please let me know in the comments what you'd like to see me do next. If I can, I will accommodate you. And always remember, as a wise man once said, you can't miss fast enough to win. Take care. Yeah, I know it looked brilliant on camera, but we'll never replicate it for the drone shot. I'll be in my trailer.